Hello and welcome to Griffin Park for this under-21 professional development squad League 2 South, Brentford against Bristol City. You can see all the action here live on YouTube tonight. But first of all, we thought we'd let you catch up with some of the recent action and also the thoughts of manager Kevin O'Connor.
Kevin, try and put sort of the last 90 minutes into some sort of perspective for us.
Good question. Yeah, it's a strange one. I said to lads then at the end, we went through all the emotions there because first half I thought we were okay, conceded a poor goal, but I thought we were okay. Definitely in the game in the second half they had a strong 15-20 minutes where they went 2-0 up. And then we come back and we show great character in the end. Complimenting Montel there on his first goal, and that really started it for us. A great finish, and then we got a sniff of it at 2-1 and kept going and finally got there, which was good.
I mean, it looked like Montel's goal completely changed the complexion of the game.
Yeah, I think mentally for us and for them, it really did, because we were on the front foot, like you say, we were running forward. They were tiring. There was a few of them went down with cramp and stuff, and we just kept going and going, and we got what we deserved. Maybe not for the 15 minutes at the end, we got what we deserved, should I say? Sorry, but not over the whole game. I thought we were slightly. I think a draw would have been a fair result.
I mean, is that what happened that last 15-20 minutes? Is that a real lesson for some of the younger boys about what can happen if you stay in the game and then take chances that are created?
I think our challenge is to get how we played the last 15 minutes from the start. That's what we're trying to get. That's what we need to get into them. Not start slow and react to something. It's to start quick like that and go for goals straight away and see if we can do that for the 90 minutes. So that's the challenge for us.
Because with Palace's power and pace, they're a very awkward opposition to play.
Yeah, and as we just spoke about there, in the past they've been very good and they've beaten us. So today it's a good run for us, but there's still plenty to work on as always. But it was a good. I'm happy with the last 15-20 minutes and the character of the boys, which I asked them before the game to show me, and they did.
And going at the break, what was the message at the break?
Was to keep going, just be a bit better in the final third. The quality, I thought we were getting some good positions, and the final decision or the final pass wasn't quite there. So it was to keep going. And then they sort of didn't really listen because we went 2 down. But then they come good. So I'm happy, but like I say, there's lots to work on as always.
I mean, that sort of change in the last half hour, was that something driven from the sideline or from the boys on the pitch themselves, or a bit of both?
Well, we made a sub. We changed the formation back to, because we slightly tweaked with the formation to squeeze everyone in, and just the way Palace played, which I thought it worked first half because it forced them long a lot, which was good because they like to play out, especially to the fullbacks. So then second half we changed back to what we're more used to, and then yes, everyone got going, and I don't know if it's just coincidence, but that's how we then we scored the goals.
And you mentioned about quality in the final third. They were three brilliant goals for different reasons.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously Montel's was superb. We know he can do that. Sam, the free kick, I fancied him to score it because he's done that so many times for Brentford, and then obviously again the last one right at the depth there. He's just calm. Sam's calm on the ball. The fella's fallen over in front of him. He's just bided his time and finished it really well.
I thought those 2 goals from Sam, especially the second one, things that the younger boys can pick up on, that calmness under pressure and just things they can see.
Yeah, exactly. I think potentially if that was one of the young lads, they might have been slashing at that, but Sam's taken a touch and calmed himself down and finished it really well. So yeah, him and Lewis have been great today, just being around it, and just it's for the young lads to watch them and how they prepare and how they play.
And just looking a little bit further ahead, the draw was made for the next round, the Under-21 Cup. Reading away, a very tough tie, but a real benchmark the boys can try themselves against. Yeah,
I think it's a great tie. Hopefully we'll play at the Medeski. I'm not too sure if we will, but fingers crossed we will, and it'll be another good occasion, like at Loftus Road, and hopefully the boys can raise themselves for it. But like you say, it'll be a really big test because they're a very good team. So we go there with no fear and just try and enjoy ourselves.
So Reading have won it one year, runners up the second year, and you look through Reading's first team, it's full of boys who've come through the academy. They're real staging post for where this academy wants to get to as well.
Yeah, definitely. It will be a brilliant test and one we can enjoy.
Well, good evening and welcome to Griffin Park for the Under-21 Professional Development League 2 game. It's Brentford against Bristol City, and we're delighted you can join us this evening. We've got Mark Chapman on my left and Ciaran Brett on my right, and we're going to bring you full commentary from this evening and all the action and lots of Brentford chat. Let's first of all read you out the 2 teams. This is how Brentford will line up. Mark Smith in goal, Tom Field at left back, Aldris Lucas at right back, Chris Meeper and James Ferry are expected to be the centre backs. Across the midfield, Lewis McLeod, Montel Mort and Josh Laurent, and up front should be new man on trial, ex-Chelsea, Faik Bolkai on the right, Sam Saunders on the left, and Jermaine Udamaga down the centre. The substitutes are Bradley Clayton, Zane Westbrook, Daniel O'Shaughnessy, Herson Rodriguez Alves and Josh Bowie. For Bristol City, in goal is Jojo Woolacott. They'll be playing 4-4-2. The right back is Charlie Harris, the left back is Lloyd Kelly, the centre backs are Zach Viner and Jack Batten. Across the mid from right to left, Ash Harper on the right, Joe Morrell and George Dowling in the centre, Ravi Shamsi on the left of midfield, and up front Sean Mikulski and Jake Andrews. On the bench for Bristol City, Marley Bishop Wisdom, Max O'Leary, their player manager Wade Elliott, James Morton and George Kello. The referee this evening is Tim Donnellan. Delighted to have Ciaran here. Ciaran, you made it back from Wolves, okay?
We did, yes, we did.
It's some week, isn't it? Commentary on Wednesday, commentary tonight, and of course we're at Charlton tomorrow.
So busy few days for the media team, but so far all wins this week, so we'll hope to continue that.
And Mark, an increase in confidence from that performance on Wednesday. It wasn't just for the main team. It wasn't just the 3 points. It was the manner of showing forms of last season.
No, absolutely. Best performance since Fulham away in April for me. Absolutely great team performance, fantastic atmosphere at the training ground the last couple of days. So the boys are really bubbly. Hope they can take that into tomorrow's game at Charlton.
Well, that's what everybody wants to hear. And of course, if you can't get to the Valley, you can hear everything on Bees Player tomorrow from 2:30. We'll have a half-time interview with local journalist Tim Street as well. So make sure you join us if you can. Now, the man who knows all about the development games is a man on my right, Ciaran Brett. Kevin O'Connor's come in. Great opportunity for Kevin. Mr. Popular at the club, very much respected. He is King Kev, of course, and a great opportunity for him to really be an inspiration for the youngsters and bring them through.
Well, if you wanted anyone to teach a group of youngsters about what it is to play for Brentford FC, I'm not sure you could find anyone better than Kevin. I know that the players enjoyed working under him. He was working with Lee Carsey for most of the end of last season and the start of this season as well. So he's obviously been earning off Lee, who's spent a good few years working in under 18, under 21 football. And I know the players obviously. I don't think you can be a player at Brentford and not know about Kevin O'Connor and not respect what he's done for the club. And when he speaks to you, I think he's one of those people that you just have to listen to. And it looks like, after a couple of, I think his first two games ended in defeat, but after that he's won his last two. It was a good, remarkable win down at Crystal Palace on Monday evening. 2 goals in the last minute from Sam Saunders, and it looks like the side's really starting to hit their stride under Kevin.
Yes, the way we're reading about it, you were obviously there, sounds a little bit like the Portsmouth game here a few years ago, and Clayton Donaldson got that winner after the equaliser from Bradley Wright Phillips towards the end of the season. Real turnaround. Well, the two teams are just coming out here for this game. There's a few people coming into the ground for some Friday night entertainment. A lot of people, of course, the man they want to see is Lewis McLeod.
Yes, we sat here back in March time. I think the last time we did a live stream down here at Griffin Park, and Lewis McLeod played against Nottingham Forest.
45 minutes.
He wasn't at the races that day, but gradually over the last few weeks he played an hour at QPR in the Under 21 Cup. He played 75 minutes in a behind closed doors game. Played 90 minutes on Monday, and the plan is for another 90 minutes today. So he's really building up those minutes, and you can see on Monday he was a much. If you compared Lewis McLeod of Monday to the Lewis McLeod again in the QPR game, even though he scored against QPR, he was far sharper, far more match fit, far more willing to go into the tackle, and he looks like with every minute he spends on a football pitch, he's getting nearer and nearer to being fully fit, which can only be a good thing for him and on the club as well.
Well, it's been difficult because he's a young lad coming down from Scotland. He's away from home. I think he's down here with his girlfriend, which is going to help him settle. But it's been very, very difficult. One injury after another, and such trivial ones they're seeing, but obviously resulting in being out of the game for some time. A lot of expectation, but everybody's behind him. They so want to see him well.
Oh, of course. I mean, and whenever a player signs for a club and you listen to the early interviews he does when he joins, they always talk about they want to hit the ground running, they want to make an impression, they want to show the fans what they're all about. And Lewis hasn't had that opportunity for 10, 11 months now, and it must be so frustrating for him, as you say. He left his family up in Rangers, left where he'd lived all his life and came down. He just hasn't been able to play football yet. He's come down to be a football player and hasn't played football.
Yeah, difficult indeed. The pitch looks excellent. The sprinklers have been on. Peter Gillam is here announcing he's managed to not get a shower tonight from the sprinklers, and anybody who was here last week will know what we're referring to there. Good to see Sam Saunders out there. Had a series of injuries, not been able to get himself a couple of goals the other day late. He'll be looking to put a good few minutes in again today, increase his fitness and start to put himself in selection for the first team.
Yep, I think if Sam gets another 90 today, he'll be raring to get back into the first team. He spoke to us after the game on Monday and said he felt he was really getting there. He was very close to being fully fit after again another player who's had just a couple of injury come after injury.
So what are you expecting from this Bristol City side tonight?
traditionally Bristol City sides are good passing sides, much like Brentford are. Plenty of pace usually in the Bristol City side, especially up front. If you look at how they look like they're setting up 4-4-2 as they
yeah, they are. They're going to play 4-4-2 apparently
as they stand up in front of us. One player who has stood out for Bristol City the last couple of times that we've watched them is the number 6, the centre back Jack Batten. Very good ball playing centre back, but one of those ball playing centre backs who likes to defend at the same time.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens. Bristol City are going to be kicking towards Ealing Road in the first half. Sean McCuskey over the ball. Referee says we're set to go. And we are underway. A nice evening. Sam Saunders initially closing down there, didn't quite get the right ricochet. Here is Ferry, who plays the ball out to the far side. Here's Dowling on the ball. First touch for Jojo Wallacott. Looking for Andrews. Andrews heads it on. Early chance here, but Smith sees that nicely off his line. Pulls it out to James Ferry, captain this evening. Josh Laurent playing back there in defence. Can of course play forward as well.
He can plays all through the side. Obviously, the thing that Josh Laurent gives you when he's playing in defence is gives you a defender who's so comfortable on the ball, and someone who Mark Smith can have a total confidence going short and playing out from the back.
Here is McLeod on the ball, wearing number 8. Ferry trying to dominate in midfield, as seen him do many times in the development games. Quite a talisman out there. Here is Saunders. Nice first touch for Tom Field. There's Saunders again. Nice ball down the left-hand side. Good run by Udamunga. Got lovely turn there by Moore into the box. Just dispossessed at the last minute, and a shot comes in, ricochets out into the paddock. Somewhere in the region of 300 fans here so far.
Yeah, I'd say there's a good couple of hundred fans here for a Friday night.
Nice skills there in the midfield by Ferry. Bristol City bringing the ball away comfortably. A long distance shot there. It's worth it as a sighter early on. Audacious there from field, but didn't come off.
The only problem with playing these games here is if you hit it into the top road of the book, top tier of the book road, there's not usually someone to stand it throw it back.
New ball, please. Yeah, we could be on ball 6 or 7 by the start of the second half. Wallacott clears long. Ferry in the midfield, strong again. Wins the foul from George Dowling. Here's Saunders on the ball, trying to get Brentford going out to this left-hand side with Montel Moore, the man who's got so much promise, so much skill, scored an absolute corker the other day. Lovely disguised pass there by McLeod, showing what he can do. Brentford retaining possession nicely. Good work by the trialist, Balkai. What do you know about him, Ciaran?
I believe he's a second-year scholar at Chelsea. He's the nephew of the Sultan of Brunei as well. So
here is more in the box. So we'll come back to that in a second. Oh, nice skipping into the box there by Field. Doesn't quite come off, but Brentford looking as if they're the better team early.
Well, they're looking quite comfortable on the ball. Obviously, Saunders is playing quite a free role, roaming around, picking the ball up, just playing little passes here and there, just retaining possession. And you've got obviously McLeod and Ferry in the midfield as well, both very comfortable in possession, just sitting that slightly bit deeper than Saunders in the opening stages.
Good work there by Josh Laurent at the back, who's had a Nice little spell away from Brentford. It's done his confidence a world of good.
I think it's always good for the youngsters to go out and see what life is really like in the Football League. Obviously, Newport have got their issues this year, sitting bottom of the Football League, so it's very different going from Brentford's development squad to Newport's first team when they're battling in a relegation battle, and I think it's something that probably opens your eyes as a young kid to the other side of football and what you have to be to make that step into first team professional football.
A lovely ball out there from Montel Moore, showing what he can do. Here is McLeod, nice little disguise pass to Saunders, who will look for a chance to shoot when he can. That's Field helping, but not the best ball from Field. Sam's ditched a ponytail.
Trying to do a reverse Samson.
Wyckoff clears long down for a good cushion header back. Oh, losing his footing there as Lort is on the far side. We saw a lot of that at Wolves the other night. Every ground you go to now, that is the way, is to sprinkle the pitch before this style of where you want the ball to move around quickly, but it does result in one or two players losing their footing early on.
It does, yeah. It's, obviously the way the ball zips is what you want, and I suppose you take a couple of players slipping over for the overall of the ball fizzing around, but it's definitely something my dad isn't a massive fan of, as he reminds me every week when someone falls over.
It's Ferry in the midfield, trying to get Brentford going, but Bolkai has lost the ball, and it's down with Shamsi. And intercepted at the back by Josh Lauren. There's Chris Mepham. Out to this near side to Field. Back to Mepham again, looking for options. Not too many available. Montel Moore's in this left-hand side, but Saunders has made a good run. And to the edge of the box. No, not too many bodies up there with him. Goes down to the byline, wins the first corner of the evening. Good work there from Sam. Montel Moore, Ciaran, what a talent, of course. We saw him in the friendlies at the start of last season. High hopes for him, but had one or two problems off the field, which has much been documented. But now a great opportunity to get his career back on track. Yeah,
I think, as I was saying at the top of the show, someone like Kevin O'Connor, who knows what it is to be a professional footballer. He's a very good person to have, trying to steer Montel into that, make that first team breakthrough, because you say he started, he was the real bright spot in pre-season last season. Scored in his debut at Dagenham in the 6-0. Well, mind you, everyone scored at Dagenham that night, but and then sort of he was in and around the first team for a long time. Drifted out at the first team. Obviously had his issues around off the field, and now it's a real chance for him to get his head down, graft, and force his way back into first team thinking.
Oh, and Mark Smith, well, this could be a decision here for the referee. He's going to have a word with Mark Smith. He'd taken down Mikulski right on the edge of the box. And he's called the Bristol City captain over. Now, remember when we did development games before, you didn't really see too many sending offs and so on.
No, I think if this was a first team game, it would be a definite red card. Yeah. But it's whether the ref wants to keep 11 men on the pitch this early on in the game.
Yeah, I'm just watching the replay because we've obviously got the benefit of the. It's a minute behind the stream, roughly, and it's about a yard outside the box. And in a first team match, that's a sending off.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no doubt about that decision.
Well, actually, the referee's advice they've been given is if you're going away from the goal, if your body, the person that's challenged, goes away from the goal, then that is a yellow. So if you're going towards goal and you go down, that is a red. But it was a very clumsy challenge by Mark.
It was. The ball was played through quickly, and Mikulski was soon onto it. And he's fortunate to still be on the pitch, just 8 minutes gone. Bristol City will be looking for some sort of justice here from the free kick. Mark Smith just getting his wall organised. 5 in it. Good save by Smith. It's parried away for Bristol City's first corner of the evening. Got his angles right there, Ciaran.
He did, yeah. It was his side of the goal, and quite a nice height from as well. You was one of those you expect him to be saving really, but he did what he was needed to do and palmed it behind for a corner.
And Joe Morrell comes over to take the corner as well. I think the referee was actually explaining to Joe Morrell why he wasn't going to send Mark Smith off early. Here comes the corner. It's a good routine to the near post, but pulled away from the edge of the box rather. Jake Andrews trying to wrap his foot around it, go for the top corner.
It's a good job. Good job for many reasons. Smith wasn't sent off, but there isn't a goalkeeper on the bench for Brentford tonight,
yes.
so it's an even better reason he wasn't sent off.
That would have been.
It's one of these
Kevin
things where you think the referee has got that on his mind as well.
Well, he's coming through again now. The big man up front. This should be the first of the evening, and it is. So he's got his just desserts there, Sean Mikulski. And Kevin O'Connor will be a little bit concerned. Mark Chapman, that was all a little bit too easy.
Yeah, it was too easy. I mean, he just danced around the Brentford defence there and got his goal. So Brentford 1 goal down.
Yeah, 10 minutes gone. It's Brentford 0, Bristol City 1. Brentford had the best of the first 7 or 8 minutes here. But Mark Smith fortunate to be on the pitch. And after a good save from the resulting free kick, his next job is to pick the ball out of the back of the net.
Yeah, there wasn't really much Smith could do once Mikulski got round Chris Mepham. Showed good pace to get him behind, obviously to hold off Mepham as well. Then just cut himself back in, and once he'd cut inside Chris, it was just a simple task of poking it home from 6 or 7 yards.
Field, Saunders has moved inside a little bit to McLeod. Strong pass from Josh Lauren, too strong out to Aldris Luces on the far side. He has got some pace, the big man up front, Mikulski. It's twice he's left the defenders for dead.
It is, yeah. He was someone who was on I think he had a game or two on trial at us a couple of years ago from Barnet at the time when Barnet dropped out of the Football League. They weren't allowed to be in the Development League anymore. You've got to be a Football League club to be in it. So I think a few of their better players touted themselves around, so to speak, to get somewhere else. He had a game or two for us, but obviously wasn't right at the time, and now he's come back to haunt us tonight.
Saunders. Can't see if Udmarger is there, but it's fizzed at him at pace. Saunders gets it back nicely. He's got loses 3 on the far side. Eventually it's found via the pass from Ferry. Thinking for Saunders again, but it's easily telegraphed, and a poor pass that time by Ferry. It's out for a throw on the far side. Interesting thing about the league is, although it is League 2 and it's a South League, you do play games against the teams from the Northern Division as well. Although you play the Southern teams home and away, you do play a Northern team either home or away.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, I think it was sort of a thought that came a couple of years ago from a few of the clubs thought that 18 odd games probably wasn't enough, so they wanted to get some extra games in.
There's Mikulski again. Leaves it for his strike partner there. Has just put it over the bar, Andrews.
Yeah, what happened when they first did the EPPP regulations, I think the FA were a little bit taken aback about how many people wanted Category 2 status. So it created a little bit of an issue in terms of game time. And obviously, if you only play 18 matches over the course of the season, it's not going to develop you as a footballer. There are arguments to say that this type of football does it aid the players as best as possible from 16 to 21 to get them ready for first team football. I mean, that's a massive debate to be had. Whereas, sometimes you can go out on loan to a League 2 club and then do your street fighting there and come out a better footballer. Yeah.
Ball well won back there in the centre by McLeod, showing what he can do. Plays it to Saunders. This is better from Brentford, but a good defending at the back by Lloyd Kelly. Gets the ball clear. Nice touch there by McLeod, Ciaran, showing what he can do.
So that was just a sign of him getting back towards match fitness, a bit more match sharpness, where he just went into that tackle, won the tackle on the halfway line, and drove away. Those little things that just come with playing games and just sort of feeding your way back into football after you've been out for so long. I mean, especially when you've had a couple of the injuries that Lewis has had in the last 10 months, a lot of it is mental. It's going through that first tackle, going through that first real full-on sprint, and just realising that everything is fine, and then you sort of go from there.
Saunders dropping a little bit deeper, tried to feed in Udamanga. Could see what he was trying there. Didn't quite come off, and it's retrieved in the midfield. Bristol City looking very comfortable on the ball at the moment.
And the thing we have to remember about Lewis is it's this time a year ago he's been called up to the full Scotland international squad for the games I was fortunate enough to go up to the game with England at Celtic Park. He was in the squad for that game. So we have a player on our hands. So it's just about getting him right, nursing him back to full fitness. He's in the first team training scene now all the time. It just needs games now.
Here's Shamsi, who's switched wings, has come to the goal scorer Mikulski, plays the ball inside, but it's easily picked up by Smith. And Brentford look to build again, looking for options, plays out to Montel Moore. He's got some skills, this lad. Very comfortable on the ball.
Yeah, Montel played a lot of street football when he was younger, and you can see that from the way he just is with the ball at his feet. He's so natural in that sort of closed environment of playing in car park, playing street football where you've got no time. He just looks so comfortable with the ball at his feet.
It's a matter of impressing not only Kevin O'Connor but also Lee Carsley.
And obviously for these guys here, your Montels, Jermaine, Josh Lawrence, someone like Lee Carsley, who was their manager for a year, knows them brilliantly. It's a huge opportunity for them as well to state their case with someone who knows them, who knows what they can do as first team head coach.
And Saunders trying to take on Charlie Harris. Brentford with a throw. Coming back into the game after Bristol City get the 10th minute goal. Good cross by Saunders. Comes to the trialist, but Mackay. It's spread wide. Can he get to the ball again? What we were talking about him before and had to cut across because some action happened out there. Ciaran, what you were saying? What you know about him?
Well, he's a wide. Obviously, he started there as a wide player. He's been at Chelsea for a couple of years on his scholarship. Probably the interesting thing of him is the Sultan of Brunei's nephew. So I'm not sure how many nephews of royalty there are knocking around in the under-21s league these days.
Not too many, I wouldn't have thought. There's a lovely pass put through there, which wasn't quite ready for, I don't think, Tom Field. McLeod was just saying what he was trying to do there, and we could see from up here it was a good ball to play.
And that's one of the interesting things as well about these under-21s games where you play at obviously stadiums that aren't that full, is you can hear what the players are shouting at each other, and it's quite interesting to hear how some of the players talk to each other on the pitch, what they speak to each other about, how the referee talks to people. It's another side of the game you probably don't see on a Saturday when you've got a full first team stadium.
It's all drowned out. It's not quite like rugby where you can be wired up and hear everything. Not sure we'd want to at the moment. Don't think football's quite ready for that. There's Jack Batten at the back there for Bristol City, who Ciaran said he's been impressed by when he's seen him in previous games. Oh, nice ball over the top. Harper around the back. Chance here for Bristol City to score the second, and he's just missed it. Mikulski, the danger isn't over for Brentford yet as Shamsi picks it up on the far side. That should have possibly been two for Bristol City. Shamsi, good skills on his feet, but he's eventually dispossessed there by McLeod, who plays it further upfield. There's a cracking ball into the box there, Ciaran. Should have been two.
Yeah, I mean the way that Bristol City are looking to play, it's the real away team mentality at the moment of sit in, let Brentford have the ball and you know you've got Mikulski's pace up front. It's as soon as Bristol City get the ball, it's can you release him, can you release Harper, can you release the wide guys with the pace, and then get us up the pitch and we'll build from there.
Here's Montel Moore, a lot going through him, and Saunders as well. Ferry in the centre plays it out to Aldridge Lucid on the far side. Now Josh Laurent. Saunders gets the call of man on, protects the ball nicely. Oh, nice touch by McLeod, who actually just went past Saunders, fizzed off the surface. Here's Andrews. Andrews tries a shot. He'll win a corner here. It'll be Bristol City's second of the game. They do look impressive when they break forward.
They
Bristol
do.
City.
They do, and it's the way they break as well. When people talk about teams being direct, they think, oh, long ball up front, but you can be direct just by picking the ball up and looking forward. You can play passing football, but direct passing football of moving it forward when you get it. I think that's what Bristol City are trying to do tonight.
Joe Morrell making himself available for the short corner. Being waved away now. So Brentford managed to fit in that nicely. Over goes McLeod. Back with Morrell. Good skills from Morrell. Switches onto his right foot and a nice run down the left side by Kelly, but he's dispossessed. Their good work by Brentford. And here's Chris Chapman plays it out to Barkai, who's switch wings coming in field nicely. Wilsey's coming forward, plays it to Saunders. Someone on this left-hand side. Barkai again on the ball, plays it into Udamunga, tries to play it back to him again, but Brentford do win it back.
You can see how many Bristol City bodies there are back already.
There's a nice ball through, just a little bit too far ahead of Udamunga, and Sam looks to the heavens, just a little bit disappointed, but the Brentford crowd appreciated the patient build-up, just trying to thread that final ball through.
And that's the thing, is you see Bristol City getting 2 banks of 4 and Andrews dropping in as well. But that's what Brentford have got to do. They've got to stay patient, just work it around the edge of the box. And you say with people like Montel Moore, Lewis McLeod, Sam Saunders, Bulky on the pitch, that they're going to find a way through it. It's just a question of making sure you're patient, and when that ball's played through, that someone's there to finish the chance off.
Well, Mikulski once again showing his pace there, but he was judged by the referee, Tim Donnellan, to have just tugged back Josh Laurent. And Brentford get the foul and look to build again. Here's Lewis McLeod in the centre. He'll be revelling in every minute of every game as he comes back to full match fitness. Josh Laurent coming forward on the right hand side. That's a poor pass that time. Easily intercepted, and he's round the back here again, Mikulski, using that lightning pace of his. We've got bodies in the box. If they can put the right ball in here from Morrell, tries to play a short pass. Oh, a great shot comes in there from George Dowling, and an excellent save as well from Mark Smith. Wasn't going to take any chance with us and just parried it over the bar. It's Bristol City's third corner of the night. An excellent strike there from the number 4.
It was poor clearance from Laurent, but it just sort of rolled out perfectly to Dowling on the edge, and he met it beautifully, and you could tell as soon as they left his foot that how well he'd struck it. And I say Smith just taking no chances. Just
would have come at him very quickly. Yeah, he did strike that absolutely perfectly. Who you been impressed by so far, Mark?
Yeah, I mean Bristol have broken forward. Well, we've been a little bit leaden. I just think that we just need to raise our tempo a little bit. There's been some good passing in areas, but really a lack of conviction at the moment.
Well, staying up, Josh Laurent and Barkai as the corner comes in. Brentford have managed to clear, but the ball will find it out to this right-hand side again to Joe Morrell. Still with the ball, plays a pass down the line, but that was telegraphed well by Brentford. One back by the man who had that lightning shot, Dowling. Harper. Oh, nice drop of the shoulder there by Andrews. Morrell on the ball again, and it's a foul in the midfield there by Lewis McLeod. If you meet any Scottish person who knows his football and they follow even Celtic, they will say, "Oh yeah, Lewis McLeod. Oh, you're a Brentford Lewis McLeod." He is known. He's the big hope from Scotland. It's just a matter of enough games, isn't it?
Yeah, I would say, as Mark said, he was a 21-year-old getting called up into Gordon Strachan's full squads for games against England, Euro qualifiers and things like that. So obviously he's got a very bright future, and obviously with what happened to Rangers dropping down, it gave someone like Lewis McLeod a great opportunity to, much like people like Lallana had the chance at Bournemouth when they dropped through the leagues, to play their loan football at their parent club. When you have someone who when Rangers were, Lewis McLeod might well have gone out on loan to a Scottish lower league club, but because of what happened with Rangers, he was still at the club when they were in that position. So it gave him the chance to, play 100. I think he's played something like 100 Scottish professional games before he reached his 20th birthday. So that's a huge amount of match experience that he has in such a young person.
Yeah, the issue is now for Lewis that when he's back, you can say in contention and challenging for squads, that you've got Hotter coming back, you've got Josh McEachran. Look at Wednesday night. They're not all going to fit in. Where are we going to put them all in? We can't play 15.
And let's give credit to Konstantin Kirschbaumer. Had a little cameo at the end. He was excellent in those 15 minutes or so. All played out to this left-hand side. Well, Kai couldn't keep it in. Beautiful disguised pass by Kirschbaumer, just going back to the game on Wednesday for Hoffman's chance, of which then the ball came back to him just as we were talking about his earlier chance, Mark, and
yeah,
he's put through again, literally 15 seconds later.
It was just pleasing all round. Strikers need goals for their confidence, so it's good to see.
Mappin gets a foul that time from the linesman on this near side, puts the flag up.
Chris Meppen someone will be watching next Friday's game very intently. He's a lifelong QPR fan, but I'm told he keeps that quite quiet around the training ground these days.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's really pleased you mentioned that, Ciaran.
But his uncle has played for Brentford back in the 50s, I believe, as well.
That's right. He was a junior player. Didn't make the first team, but it's an interesting story.
How's he got his priorities so wrong? Oh, here he is on the ball. Saunders. Second deepest man at the moment, looking for an opening. It's Belkai. Nice pass there to Ferry in the centre. Back to Saunders. Saunders short ball there. Belkai involved again. Let's go back. There's a bit of space on the far side. Josh Laurent, who can play further up the pitch, will be comfortable there. Plays that to Udamunga. Oh, lovely ball put back through. Will he get there first? No, he's just beaten to it. Good strength and pace there by Jack Batten at the back, and managed to clear for Bristol. And there's the pacer. Mikulski gets to the ball first again, and look at that stride from him, but good defending there. I think he's played that back against Mikulski, indeed he has, and it's gone behind for a goal kick. Good defending. Yeah, he does a very important job in this team, James Ferry. He's the deepest of those midfielders, just sitting protecting the back four. And when Josh Lawrence strode forward there, he sat in and played as the other centre half, and did very well there to win the goal kick off Mikulski. It's Saunders. Back to Chris Meppen. Brentford keeping the ball well. Nice chip from Belkai to Saunders. Now here's a little bit of space. Gets his head down, McLeod looking for runners. Throw to Udamunga. Poor first touch there. Promising position. Likes to get his head down and run through from midfield. We've seen that with McLeod a couple of times tonight. Yeah, I think the ball was okay. Yeah, it's just Udamunga's just not really got into the game so far. He's been on the outside of it, and a couple of times the ball's come into him in good positions and the move's broken down. Here's Harper. Harper for Bristol City. Oh, he's won the foul there. A bit fortunate from field. Well, those were the bit of skill beat Tom there, and he couldn't, as a person, couldn't physically disappear as the Bristol City player tried to run into the space he was. Goes to the deck and draws the foul. Well, they're leaving this one for Jake Andrews instead. Morell's played all the others, but this on the left foot, he'll try and play this one into the box. The big central defenders have gone forward in its stake. Oh, I thought it was going in the far corner. took a little flick off the back of Jack Batten there, and it's gone behind for a goal kick. Good free kick though.
It was. So delivered in at pace, low, and it's one of those you get a touch. If that goes in on target, then it's going to be very difficult for Mark Smith to do much about that.
Mark, you've got, for those who didn't listen to Beastware the other night at Wolves, we've got a special programme coming up for those who don't know against Queen's Park Rangers. 104 pages, I understand. A lot of hard work for you. Tell everyone what it's all about.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got our largest ever programme, 104 pages for the match against Queen's Park Rangers, and that's for two good causes, really. One is for Stan Bowles, and the other is for the Alzheimer's Society. Stan was diagnosed with a form of the condition in the summer, and obviously a very popular player for both teams. QPR obviously in his prime in the 70s, and you know, Stan, although I didn't see it, I know the man on my right here, Mr. Burridge, did, rolled back the years for 3 years down here at Griffin Park. So, and a man that stayed in Brentford after he retired as well. So we're just looking to do something for him. And if you do get along to the game on next Friday, do please try and purchase a programme. It's £4, of which £1 of that will be split between the two causes. It's going to be some extra features in there, and hopefully it's just a little bit of a collector's item for fans as well. And in the first, and hopefully the first win by a Brentford team over Queen's Park Rangers in 50 years.
50 years, wow. Yes, the famous Mark McCammon header might have changed history in many ways.
Well, we were commentating on that match, weren't we? It was April 2002. That seems a long time ago now, doesn't it?
It does. Here's Barkai to Ferry. Josh Laurent fancies getting his head down. Out to Luces on the far side. Brentford struggling to thread the ball through. Here is Moore. Lots of skill there. Drops the shoulder nicely. Great skills from him. Luces chips it to the far post. It's headed away by Charlie Harris, but only as far as Barkai. Back into the box, but easily dealt with by Jack Batten. Luces again through to Saunders. He'll try and shoot if he gets an opportunity. Edge of the box, wins it back well to Sam. Brentford retaining possession. Now here's McLeod looking for that killer pass through the centre. He's played out to his left-hand side, expecting the run of Barkai. Barkai certainly wasn't expecting that at all. Stan Bowles, 81 games between 1981 and 84 for Brentford, 16 goals, several penalties in those, Mark.
Yeah, 10 penalties in the 82-83 season, which is a season that I'll be covering in the programme, which was so near yet so far.
Exciting football, I would say, as a fairly long-standing middle-aged fan now. In sort of that era, which I guess a lot of Brentford fans can relate to, probably the football last year is the only time we've seen anything as good as that time. It was free-flowing, it was exciting. We weren't always good at defending, but the fans loved it.
Yeah, and scored over 100 goals in that campaign as well. But we also let in a few as well.
Yeah. Weren't too good at the back, which is a shame. Here's Barkai.
I think that season near enough had everything, bar a promotion.
Yes,
you had half the Braemar Road stand burning down in February '83. You had a 7-1 away victory at Exeter City.
Yes.
Exeter City. Tony Mahoney unfortunately breaking his leg in 3 places.
Against Swindon. Remember it, where I used to sit here, it happened just around about the halfway line, just over the halfway line, I think inside the more on the Ealing Road half, and you could hear the leg go.
Really?
It was awful. Yeah. Yes, it was sad, and we...
and that replay only took place because we scored in the last minute of Swindon,
I
believe.
2-2.
Yeah.
Here is Ravisham. So we were 2-0 down in that game. Came back to win 2-2. Yeah, we did. We scored in time added on. Or injury time, as it was in old money. Didn't have boards going up in those days. Oh, nice ball through here to the trialist. Can he get through there? Barkai, no, he's just he's out-muscled, really. Yes, I remember Alan Whitehead was our centre-back, and that day was, I think he was behind Swindon's second goal.
Well, I'm sure you'll remember it as well, and obviously a victory over a First Division side in the League Cup at Vetchfield. Gary Roberts, I believe, after 19 seconds. And then Mahoney, I think, got the winner, from what I understand. So there was a lot going on. And that crowd, We played Swansea at home because back in those days, obviously there were replays.
Yes, it was 1-1 here.
Yeah, it was 1-1 here, but the crowd was 15,500. And that was for a team, Swansea, that weren't that long in the First Division, so they weren't an established First Division side. So it just shows you that era, that early to mid-80s period was a real sort of a boom for the League Cup. It was really considered a really serious competition. I mean, Liverpool next season, when they won the Championship, they won the League Cup, and they won the European Cup. They only used about 17 players. You know, there's none of this rotation business.
It's a shame. I guess we can't say too much about the League Cup as it is after our exit this year, and Derby under Uwe Rosler as well. But clubs don't in the Premier League. They don't seem to take it as seriously. It's not such a scalp as it was. There's shocks every round, and you maybe raise your eyebrows, and that's it. Which is it's a shame it's become like that. But I guess that's because the Premier League is such a gravy train.
Well, it is. It's Premier League's king, and it doesn't look like there's any harm done to Andreas there. So
yeah, it looks okay. On the bench for Brentford, just in case you haven't seen the substitutes, Bradley Clayton, Zane Westbrook, who each time I've seen has been extremely impressive. Very comfortable on the ball. A little bit of Adam Forshaw around him, looks for the ball. A little bit of Ryan Woods, if you like, as we've been talking about recently. Looks for the ball all the time, very aware of where everybody is on the pitch. Probably a couple of seconds ahead of play, knows where to put the next pass. Is Ryan Woods the man you gave your man of the match on Wednesday too, Mark?
yeah, absolutely. You know, my sort of player in midfield is, you know, everything I wasn't as a footballer, basically.
Bristol City take this quickly. 36 minutes gone. Looking comfortable with their 1-goal lead. Brentford haven't threatened enough for Kevin O'Connor's liking in this first half. Woolacott will have to deal with this one. Plays it back downfield. Here is McLeod. Lovely pass by McLeod to Saunders. More game time for Sam, of course. He'll be looking to make himself available for the first team in the next few weeks. Here's Balkai. Lovely little step over into the box. Needs a good ball across, and it's headed away there by Jack Batten at the back for Brentford's second corner of the evening. That was better from the trialist.
It was nice. He stood Harris up and beat him, but I think that's, if you look at how Bristol City are trying to defend it, they're defending very centrally, and you can see Lewis McLeod sort of trying to do it is get the wide people in. When you've got a side that's basically defending between the two ends of the penalty area, you need to try and get your width in, and I think Balkai and Moore got a big part to play in Brentford getting back into this.
Saunders, lovely header. Oh, what a great save. Terrific save there by Woolacott. Keeps the score at 1-0 Bristol City. Ball played back to the far post. Mepham heads it across again, but straight into the arms of Joe Woolacott. Well, what a terrific save there.
Yeah, I mean, we were right in line with it where we are here, and just as soon as Mepham headed it, you thought it was going to hit the back of the net, but then you just saw Woolacott, the glove of Woolacott come out and turn it away.
Terrific save, yeah. It looked like it was past him. Here's Montel Moore, come back over to this left-hand side. Here is Chris Mepham, very unfortunate not to score. Moore moves in field. Of course, it's been a good start for Kevin O'Connor as manager.
It has, yeah. He took over, obviously, with Lee moving up to first team duties, and he had a defeat away at Hull in his first game. It was an unlucky defeat. I thought we played quite well up at Hull, just undone by a couple of very good goals, and then conceded a last-minute equaliser against Leeds to draw 2-2, and then scored a last-minute equaliser against Sheffield Wednesday to draw 2-2, and then a couple of wins since then. But you can see with every game that's passed, they've been getting better, and you can see that the way Kevin wants them to play has started to come through. And obviously, having in the last few weeks having people like Sam Saunders and Lewis McLeod obviously helps. It helps the youngsters around them to learn a bit more about the game as well, which is another big point about these fixtures.
Here is McLeod. Oh, lovely ball put through. Saunders was coming away from goal. Made a decoy run and Udamaga couldn't quite get there. But once again, Lewis McLeod, we're seeing something we like about him each time.
Well, I think Saunders probably thought he was offside and left it, and Udamaga tried to get in, but it's a lovely disguise ball through. Great weight on it as well. And
yeah.
As you say, when you can get Lewis into those advanced positions, he is proving a threat for Bristol City.
Ferry's being dispossessed. Here is Jake Andrews, who likes to come a little bit deep to retrieve the ball. Plays it out to Shamsi on the far side. Good skills by Shamsi. Brentford will clear this one. Short pass. There's Moore. Lovely quick feet by Moore, and he's away on this left-hand side. He switches his feet again. Great skills from Moore. Now here's Saunders. Saunders looking for the right pass through, and McLeod, well, just tried to dink it round Shamsi, but his midfield partner, James Ferry, brings him down. And it's a free kick with 40 minutes gone.
It was a shame that, because if McLeod could have just got round his man, there's a lot of space for him and Bolkai over on that right hand side. But it's a lovely little shift of pace from Moore to completely sell half of the dummy.
Yeah, Montel Moore, absolutely no doubt of the skills he's got. The rest is up to his application. He's a future first teamer if he does the right things, Ciaran, surely.
Well, he's got so much ability. I mean, when he was a youngster when he was a first year scholar in the youth team 2 or 3 years ago, I mean, it was a very disappointing season for the youth team, but he absolutely shone that season. Looked by far and away the best player in that, and I say he's got all the ability in the world, but as you say, it's just a question of application now for Montel.
Josh Lorne out to Lortis on the far side. There's McLeod again. Saunders looking to thread one through. The run of Moore was checked. He's played it through to Moore again. Moore, 3 players around him, but nice ball inside. McLeod, brilliant pass down the left side. Needs a good cross into the box from Tom Field, but he couldn't wrap his foot around it. Once again, a good pass there by McLeod. He's got football in him from a step above, you can see that.
Yeah. I mean, as you say, you don't play the amount of football that Lewis McLeod played up in Scotland without being a very good player, and you can see that when he gets the ball at his feet and he looks up, he's got a great eye for a pass, and it's just a shame that Tom Field couldn't quite wrap his foot around the cross and get it back in, because Brentford have got bodies in the box then as well.
Yeah, and we haven't had enough bodies in the box too often this first half. So the ball to Udamaga has had to come very deep to retrieve this one. Poor pass there by Ferry, but miscontrolled by Morel. Now a nice ball through once again, looking to get Montel Moore going. Good pass by Saunders, and he's done very well there, our Sharper. He's just played that back against Moore to win a throw on this left-hand side. 1,500 we're expecting tomorrow at the Valley?
There's around, I think there was around 1,350-ish sort of sold for the game, and they are accepting walk-up on the turnstile. So if you haven't got a ticket and you do fancy the football tomorrow, you can indeed go along there.
I expect many Brentford fans will be looking to go up by train. Not the easiest place to get through by to car coming from this direction.
So for any Brentford fans listening, there's no train service from Waterloo East tomorrow. So
but if you're going southwest London, you can go into Waterloo and then Jubilee onto London Bridge. It's a fairly easy. If you're coming from southwest London by train, it's actually fairly easy to get to.
And Saunders with a free kick will be looking to test Bristol City here. Everybody forward apart from McLeod and Tom Field.
It's a great angle for Saunders here.
So it looks a little bit too heavy, or is it? Yeah, well, he's unfortunate there. Foul's been given. It looked like might be a little bit too strong when you saw the free kick at first sights from this angle, but unfortunate decision there. I didn't see too much in it.
Yeah, it's one of those angles where you're trying to bend it onto the inside of that far post and just hope it either gets a little deflection off a player or that it goes all the way through and in. And it looked like he was aiming in for there, but whether it was for offside or foul against Chris Mepham, I'm not sure, but the linesman's flag went up.
And with a header again, being very unlucky not to get Brentford back on level terms. Well won back there by McLeod. He's gone to deck, lost his footing on the surface. Saunders out on that right hand side, but he's got Dowling close to him. He's done well, Saunders. A couple of players around him. He's won a throw down to the last minute before half time. Well, we will go off and have a little break at half time, but we'll be back in 7 or 8 minutes or so. That looked like a foul throw there. Yes, indeed it is. Don't see too many of those these days.
No, you still see too many, I think, but you don't see too many of them.
Here's Batten for Bristol City. Good strong header by Josh Laurent, beats Mikulski, the goal scorer, in the air. Brentford retrieve it with more. There's Chris Mepham. We're up to the 45 minutes now. Referee just playing a little bit of time added on here. Chris Mepham tries to switch play out to this left-hand side, but for once Montel Moore's skills betrayed him and he couldn't quite bring the ball down. It's the throw for Bristol City. Field to McLeod. McLeod looking for options, goes short to Volkai. Chance to switch it to the far side to Wilsis, but it's not been seen there by the Brentford midfield, and it's Bristol City trying to use the pace of Mikulski, and he's round the back once again. He's going to take on Mepham down to the byline. Good cross into the box, and Smith just gets enough of a hand on it, just palms the ball down and retrieves it, gets Brentford going again. Still playing in time added on at the end of this first half. Referee hasn't had a look at his watch. Volkai. Referee just in the way of McLeod there. McLeod asking for the ball back again. And he gets it. Will he go for goal himself? Tries to beat the keeper from a long way out. I think he hit Saunders first. Actually, the keeper's come out of his box. That looked as if he'd taken the ball out of his box.
He did very well not to take it out of his box there. I think it was a case of him and Harris both leaving it for each other, and Moore wasn't a million miles away from nipping in there, but he was right on the edge of his box.
He was indeed. A little bit fortunate. In the 47th minute now, and the referee still wanting to see a bit more football. It's Shamsi on the far side. There have been a couple of injuries in this first half, so you can understand the time being added on. It'll be Wade Elliott. It'll be the happier of the two managers at the moment. He's on the bench tonight for Bristol City as well, and a nice ball played through there by Mikulski, but Shamsi couldn't quite get through to it. But the referee, Tim Donnellan, has seen enough of the first half. It's Brentford 0, Bristol City 1 at half time, and we'll be back in 7 or 8 minutes time. Well, we're ready for the second half here soon. Players are out, just going through a few training exercises out there on the pitch. Mark, who have you been particularly impressed with in the first half?
I think Montel's done very well. He's shown what a talent that he is. I'm just looking across the pitch now actually to see the Brentford players. Sam's doing okay. I think he's if we give a bit more of the ball to him, he's sort of dictating play really. I've always liked James Ferry. I just think that out of the crop of players that have come through the Milk Cup win of 2012, he's certainly one to be looking for in the next 18 months or so, to be pushing for a first team place if he can get in. You know, that's the battle for him.
There is a very, very thin line, I guess, between the players who make it and who don't. It's not necessarily all about having the X factor, it's having that application and taking your chance when you get one.
It's all about circumstance as well, and I think that had we not gone up to the Championship in 2014, there were scholars like Richard Bryan, who was a defender, who probably should have got a professional contract. But if you move up to the Championship, your sight lines and your ambition changes. And that's the way it is sometimes, unfortunately. And what a fantastic delivery we've got coming up now. Ciaran Brett,
yeah,
with the hot drinks.
It's better than a Sam Saunders delivery, that one.
Oh, careful. Maybe it's not that good. We've been okay weather-wise so far this season. I think we can talk as the Bees player team. We've been all right, okay.
First time tonight. Well, actually, when I was chilly. Getting the clothes ready for tonight, I thought it's the first outing for the Panic this season. No, Mark, that winter football is upon us, really.
Absolutely.
Walking away from the game last week, it was felt a temperature I hadn't experienced this season so far, and we would think that the majority of the season, as we're just waiting for Bristol City to make their way out in this for the start of the second half, the majority of the season you are wrapped up at football games.
Oh, absolutely, and I know we will be at Ewood Park for the game on November the 7th, because I can't imagine it will be too tropical up in Lancashire on that afternoon.
Long day. We've got a few trips to the northwest, of course. We've got Preston, but before that we'll have Bolton after Blackburn as well.
I like to get them out of the way. We got three long trips we've got out of the way by the end of November, which is not too bad. Gives us a decent home run of fixtures, the back end of this season. Hopefully with a lot of Brentford fans watching as well. I mean, I'm looking forward to tomorrow's game. That'll be, it's London derby. It'll be a good atmosphere. I think there'll be a few jittery members of the Charlton coaching staff. You know, a lot of the fans were not happy after Tuesday's game against Preston. They saw Preston as a fellow struggler, and to get turned over 3-0 at home by any team is not fantastic.
That's poor. Well, he's the manager, Guy Luzon, has put out the rallying cry. They've got 5 players coming back. Johnny Jackson, their talisman, will be back for tomorrow, and the manager is very, very much trying to make out that injuries have cost them very, very dearly. They'll be nervous. We've got to get at them and take that confidence from the other night.
No, absolutely. It was interesting. I watched the last 20 minutes of Charlton Fulham, which was, if you're a Brentford fan, extremely exciting to see Fulham blow it with 5 minutes left. And they looked okay, but you look at the stats, you look at the recent form, and it's not been good. So confidence is going to be low. They've lost 6 out of 8 games. They haven't raised a winning flag since August the 29th. So they're going to be jittery, and if we can go at them, and certainly if we play like we did in the first half at Molineux, we'll be doing more than okay. Looks like we might have any substitutes for the second half. Not just so someone's limbering up. I know Ciaran's got better eyesight than I have from here. You have to work out maybe who it is.
Looks like it could be Daniel O'Shaughnessy from over here. Looks about the right size to be Daniel.
Well, Chris Mipham's out there still. Josh Laurent is there. So,
well, Daniel's an interesting case because he only managed 1 game at Braintree on loan in the conference. So it's for Daniel, if he wants to progress, and we have to face facts actually and be honest and say he hasn't got a squad number this season. He did last season. He's not getting in the lineups for the development squad games, but so this chance for him in the second half to do something.
I'd imagine, looking at who's out there, that it's Adi who's gone off, because Chris Metham can play at right back. So it looks like Chris Metham's coming over to right back and Daniel O'Shaughnessy going at centre back.
Because he was struggling just before half time, so it is for an injury.
Yeah, you wonder if that's just a precaution. You know, no point aggravating it if it's just hurting a little bit.
So Shaughnessy will go back in as a centre back, and Chris Metham will play out in this right back position. Bristol City have been fairly comfortable in front, but Brentford have been probing, and then just before half time, if you're just joining us, welcome to this live streaming. Hope you're enjoying it at Friday night tea time and beyond. What was the start of what hopefully will be a good weekend for the Bees again. It's been a much better week. Good atmosphere around the camp. Confidence is starting to come back into the team after that. Well, can't describe it anything else but a sterling performance up at Molineux. Wolves were very, very poor. However, we just did not let them settle, did not let them play. The energy was excellent and we looked very, very fit. I must say, a lot fitter than we've seen. We competed well. Now, Brentford going for the early equaliser here, and it was Montelmore with a shot. Good save by the keeper. Udamaga trying to get on the rebound. Unfortunate there, Montelmore again. We thought the keeper was beaten.
Yeah, quite similar to Jurichen's goal actually on Wednesday night, and it sort of was that kind of shot from that area. It hits, takes the deflection, just skips up, but this time it sort of skipped up, and the keeper was able to get down. He palmed it right back into the sort of onto the penalty spot, but fortunately for Bristol, the player who met it was a Bristol defender.
Yeah, Brentford unfortunate not to be on level terms after 46 minutes.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the effectively the replay from the stream now, and Udamaga's got to get in there and stronger and want the ball. You know, it's not, don't leave it come to him. Get involved, get in there.
We are in what is undoubtedly the narrowest press box in football.
I spent just for the people that are watching this, spent the whole of the break just trying to get the blood circulation back into my legs. So I do feel for our colleagues that come to Griffin Park, and we always promise them it will be better at Lionel Road.
Yeah, I was saying to Mark before kick-off that we normally get the moans and groans behind us with people saying, "Oh, I forgot how narrow it was here," and yeah, for big guys like you and Ciaran, Mark, it's not easy.
No, it was a bit of a trapeze act getting into the into my seat.
You've done
for
well
this evening.
Saunders spreads the ball out wide to Montelmore, so nearly getting an equaliser. Going to go for goal again himself and just chip that one a little bit too high. I can see he was going for the top corner. He's made a couple of good saves as Jojo Wallacott now.
Yeah, he's a very distinctive looking goalkeeper.
Looks like David James Jr.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who of course played for Bristol City.
Yeah, his saves are as good as his hair.
Yeah.
Never forget, I saw David James when he was playing for Bournemouth, I believe, and it was after the match, and I was just round in the near the tunnel area, around the back there, that we now use for the post-match press interviews. And I could see David James, and he's lighting up. He's having a post-match cigarette. Incredible,
unbelievable.
And then he whipped round back again and had another one.
Frowned
Didn't do him any harm, did it? Decent career.
Decent career. Now carving out a career as a summarise. I think he's on BT Sport now, isn't he?
He is indeed. But we went to Leeds in February, and we've talked about this on Bees Player before in terms of the game, but we were down in the tunnel after the match just waiting for the player and manager to come out, and all the Italians have shot down near the players' entrance and having a cigarette, all of them.
Well,
about 5 or 6 of them.
Remember Gianluca Vialli actually lit up on the bench one day, didn't he, for when he was at Chelsea. Here is ball into the box, a good cross there by Field, no one to capitalise. Is a handball at the edge of the box, there it is, just by the raised arm there. Dowling disagreeing with the decision. Now, Sammy Saunders, he's got the ball.
Territory.
Sam territory, yeah.
He's got his very own football cliche. Relevant to Brentford.
Yes, Sam Saunders territory. Now, which sides is this going, Ciaran?
It's almost identical. in position to where he scored from on Monday, and he put that one low to the goalkeeper's right. It sort of bounced on the line and went in. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't try that again. And it's interesting that Brentford have set up the set piece the same as they did on Monday, sort of trying to stop Wallacott getting a view. It's interesting that Bristol City have set up as if they imagine Saunders is going to go to the goalkeeper's left. They're defending that side, and Brentford have got the two walls which are obscuring the goalkeeper's view.
And they're all confused now, and this is exactly what Ciaran wants to see. Opponents, they're confused, their heads are looking around.
Great free kick, terrific goal by Saunders. Ciaran Brett right on cue, said that's where it'd go. Same corner as the other night. Sam Saunders on 49 minutes makes it 1-1. The keeper did not see it, and that is what the Wald is all about.
Yeah, absolutely, it's fantastic. You know, it's great to see that sort of mentality and the coaching is going right the way down through the football club. It's not just the first team, right, the development squad, we're going to do set pieces as well. It's fantastic, and you know, you can always rely on Sam to put in a decent delivery most of the time, and like you said, Wallacott, no idea where it was going.
If you look at the highlights from the other night, it actually starts off with that free kick.
He didn't move. You just look at the replay now. He just
did not move, and you could see that on Tuesday night the Wolves keeper could not see where the ball. He was crouching down by the left post. Was Emiliano Martinez. He just didn't have a view at all, and yeah, you wonder how long before teams are going to actually spot what we're doing. But how do you defend it, Mark? How do you defend? If you set up the wall like that, what do you do as a defender? How do you get the advantage? Unless you put one or two players back on out of your wall onto the line and go, okay, we'll try and beat us from here.
No, absolutely, and that opens up other options.
So if you want evidence that the free kicks are working, there is one there tonight. These things don't always come out right straight away, but they're going to work in time without a shadow of a doubt. Expect to see Alan Judge scoring a few, Mark.
No, absolutely, absolutely. Well, I mean, Alan's been fantastic, hasn't he, so far in the last, especially in the last month or so.
He's got his mojo back.
Absolutely.
Sam Saunders slides in for a challenge there. Fortunately, didn't connect with the player as well. Here's Harper, got ball into the box, but had to be put. I think it had gone out of play initially, so before the ball looped back in, it has gone away for a corner on the far side. I'd love to see that free kick time and time again. Absolutely perfect from Sam Saunders. And he does that time and time again.
But also the advantage Sam had with the one there was that because he was hitting through a Brentford wall, he didn't have to get it up and over because he knew the wall was going to move. He sort of, I think it would have gone in if the wall had been that side anyway. But he just had that little help that the wall was going to get out of the way for him.
He must be buzzing at the moment, Sam.
Yeah, be pleased with that 2 goals the other day. Another one.
Get him on the bench
there
next Friday.
Yeah.
lift the players up. It's all made for him. This is what football's all about.
Get a free kick there in the
Well,
89th minute.
The thing about Sam on the bench, possibly he wouldn't be in the team at the moment as first choice to start. But he's always a man who can come and change a game, whatever.
You give him the ball
you
in
need game changes.
Free areas. He is a real delight to watch, you know.
And something else he's got in his armour, as we've seen under the time Uwe Rosler was here, would often bring him on as a substitute to try and run a game down. You remember when we won 1-0 at Portsmouth on a Tuesday night? He came on there, he played a wonderful role. Did it at Millwall last season when we threw 3-2 up, came on, won a couple of free kicks, just went down, used his professionalism, used his experience. And that's what Sam brings to the team.
And the great thing is that Lee knows about Sam because he played a lot of development squad games for him. So he knows what he's capable of. And Sam's good for the dressing room as well. You know, he lifts the other players. He's an infectious... You can't help but like the guy,
no,
to be honest.
He's a lovely guy.
You know, it'll be a sad day when he hangs up his boots at Brentford, certainly, because he brings that something extra. He's got that little bit of, you know, sparkle about him.
And I think that's the thing as well. You want people on your bench who can change a game. What Sam just did there is something that's changed the game. And
yeah, you can tell around the ground there's a buzz. We're buzzing just talking about it now, where it's been a fairly flat first half there, and Bristol City trying to reply, but there's offside there, just a straight offside of Jake Andrews, but half a yard.
It's what football's all about. You want entertainers. You
Yeah.
don't want robots, do
No.
you? You want mavericks. You want people that, will have a laugh and a joke with you while the game's going on. And Sam does that, Someone will say something in the paddock and he'll laugh and, just because he's so, he's grateful to be a professional footballer as well, because he's done the night shifts,
Exactly. He's got the humility. He's grounded, and I know that one player who the paddock used to love down here is Dean Windass, because you could have some banter with him, you give him something, he give you something back. It's all respectful. It's not nasty. It's not snidey, and that's what football fans want. They want to be entertained like that. As long as it's respectable, we don't want any of this, players running off to complain about something when it really doesn't justify it. And you don't want supporters crossing the line either, obviously. But Sam Saunders is look at him, still charging around there like the youngest man out there today, to try to prove a point to Lee Carsley. Not as if he needs to at all, but just saying, you look at me for next Friday. We'll be here a week today. I can assure you one thing: there'll be a cracking atmosphere that night, Ciaran.
It will be a fantastic atmosphere. I think it's 12 or 14 years since the last meeting between the two sides, let alone the last Brentford win.
Good run down the right-hand side there by Ash Harper, and he wins the corner. It's played against Tom Field in the end.
And obviously we've got very, very good memories of Friday night West London derbies at Griffin Park after last year.
That are televised too.
Minute.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just, everyone who's a Brentford fan knows a QPR fan. They're either family or they're a friend of a friend.
Yeah.
Or, it's that terrible phrase, bragging rights,
Up goes the two arms from Morel. The signal is to play the ball away from goal, but Brentford defending it well. It's played back in by Batten, headed away by Josh Laurent. Shot comes in, easily saved there. Not a bad effort.
I need to apologise to David James and all the Leeds players. I've been texted and called a grass. So I do apologise to all professional footballers for my insights.
Had to be done.
While working at Brentford.
Well, Chapman the grass. There's Josh Laurent. Saunders, ball out to Chris Mepper. It's very unfortunate not to be on the score sheet in the first half. One of two very good saves by Jojo Woolacott. Goes behind for a goal kick. 55 minutes. It's going to be a lively start to the second half, Ciaran.
It has, yeah. I say the goal is. It's probably, I'd say, to be level after an hour is probably a fair reflection of the overall so far. I think that while Bristol City probably looked slightly more threatening when they were on the attack in the first half, obviously Brentford had a lot more possession, a lot more territory. But I think that it probably would be fair to say that a level after the hour is fair enough, and now it's just a case of which side can go on from here and get the win, hopefully.
There's Josh Laurent on the ball. Sam Saunders spreads it wide. There's O'Shaughnessy coming forward. Nice ball back to Ferry. A bit of space out here for Montel Moore on that right foot. Nice ball into the box. A cushion header nearly comes to Udamaga on the far post. It's played back in. Udamaga again. He can score here, but it's taken a deflection, gone behind. Didn't really catch it. That was good play by there. Nice ball whipped in by Montel Moore once again.
It was, and Udamaga, I think it was a flick on from James Ferry at the near post. Udamaga couldn't quite get there, and Bulky around the back managed to play it back in, and then Udamaga just didn't quite strike it clean enough, but it bobbled behind for a corner.
Saunders, that man to take it. Left arm of Saunders goes up. This is whipped into the near post. It really bounces around, eludes the defenders, comes back to Saunders again. It's on his right foot. Nice ball in again. It's headed away strongly by Zach Viner. O'Shaughnessy just swings a leg at it, hopefully in trying to volley it over the keeper into the back of the net, but just drags it wide. It was quite a big queue for the teas at half time, Ciaran. So there's a good 300, possibly a few more. It's coming. Marcus Gale's here tonight.
He is, yeah. We saw Marcus down there. I know that obviously Paul Williams and Lee Carsley are here as well, watching watching on, obviously with particular interest in Lewis, Sam, and a couple of the other people like Jermaine, etc. So yeah, it's a good number down here. Still a good number in this evening.
Here is Sam playing in a deeper role this half. It's Josh Laurent playing a centre back tonight, but of course we've seen him play midfield. Real versatile football. A nice ball out to Montel Moore in this right hand side. The way he drops the shoulders, beautiful, switches feet nicely. He's got the ball back to Saunders here, edge of the box, chips a nice ball inside, just doesn't quite beat Viner to find Udamaga. Udamaga again just sometimes seems, Mark, a little bit slow to react.
Yeah, I think maybe it's one of these cases he just needs to be a little bit quicker in thought there, you know, rather than watching the ball coming over. Right, where's my positioning going to be? Where do I need to be? I need to be more reactive. There's certainly a player there, no question about that. And I tell you what, Lee Carsley did a very good job for Jermaine last season. He brought him on at the start when he joined at the start of last season. We knew there was a footballer there, but Lee really ensured that Jermaine got to the and indeed I think it was the Charlton game last season that he was on the bench.
Yes, yeah, it was. That was his first time on the bench. That was the end of the week that was.
Yeah.
The Valentine's Day massacre last year.
We'll be hoping for to turn that around.
Oh, we've got some unfinished business there tomorrow.
Well, yeah, we've seen a couple of good wins there. I don't know if you remember. I think they were
Leon
both
late header,
and also I think it was a JPT game.
Yes,
where we tore into
played very well that night.
2 Marnie goals.
Yes. There was Mr. Bonassisi tried to our favourite linesman tried to disallow one of the goals, and the referee overruled him, so it had taken a touch off the Charlton defender. That was a very good win that night, in front of the Sky cameras as well, which was it was in the days when we never played well in front of in Sky cameras, so it was most welcome. Now, the referee is just having a word there with Lloyd Kelly. Well, calling the captain over. What's that about, Mark?
What happened was he was given the caution. I think there was a little bit of back chat after the caution.
No, referee just politely laying down the law.
Sam's just looking at the referee, laughing at him, going, come on, let's get on with it. Not that Sam's got along to get home. He's all right. He's just round the corner.
Yeah,
He's fine.
Yeah. Josh Laurent fizzes a ball up to Moore, controls it nicely, as you would expect. Nice ball down the right side to Field. Here's Saunders again. Haven't seen Lewis McLeod on the ball too much in this second half. Hasn't seen much of it. And Saunders again, who has seen a lot of action so far in this second half. And if you're just joining us, he scored a wonderful free kick. Keeper didn't even move. Here's Moore again. Great skills, but just tried to take on one player too many. And now Bristol City can break down this left-hand side with Shamsi. But well won back by Ferry. Plays it back to Laurent. Josh Laurent comes up to the halfway line. Sees Udamaga making a run. That's a great ball through to Udamaga. Just gone offside though. A little bit disappointing.
Montel Moore was a bit fortunate there. He put out a very, very cynical foot to try and just trip up his man, but fortunately he missed the trip, and Brentford won the ball back. Otherwise that was definitely a free kick and a yellow card there.
Bristol City take it quickly, but Chris Maypham, who's come up from the centre-back position to right-back, as Aldris Lutis gone off at half-time, just with a little bit of a knock. Here's a goal scorer, Mikulski, on the ball over by the corner flag. Haven't seen much of him in the second half. Good ball into the box, but Mark Smith deals with that one well. Tries to get Brentford going quickly, which is the David Button way. That's a David Button-esque kick downfield, but not good control by Faik Bolkai.
He's in a good goalkeeping unit, Mark. Simon's an excellent coach, and he'll be drilling into Mark the advantages of distribution. I mean, I don't know about you, Mark, but for me, David's distribution is the best I've ever seen on a Brentford goalkeeper.
It's fantastic. He's made some incredible assists. I mean, we were not only that one we're remembering recently for the goal for Judge, which is a terrific goal, but wonderful finish against Sheffield Wednesday. But there's the one I remember in particular is the one that set up Andre Gray for his first goal against Watford last year in the game here on the Tuesday night. And there's been many others, and it's just unfortunate. Some people afterwards, you read the social media and the message boards, they have a moan about his kicking. And I'm not saying this in disrespect to anything, but they're speculative a lot of the time, but the ones that come off can win you the goals.
Absolutely.
And that's what they're not all going to go to the man, but the ones that are going to take out half their team, if not more, and they'll set up a goal scoring opportunity. And there's not many goalkeepers who can do that.
No, absolutely. You'll just see it on the training ground. He'll just, a ball needs to be fired over to somewhere particular, and he'll get it on a pin.
And we thought we'll love Simon Moore here for what he could do with Richard as his number 2. Wasn't sure if we could match anything as good. Now there's a nice touch out there to the far side to Udamunga, but David Button's taken it to a new level. Oh, good cross into the box, or nearly came to Lewis McLeod. He was just gearing himself for a little side foot into the back of the net there. It's his better spell here from Brentford. And David Button, his shot stopping isn't too bad either. Wonderful goalkeeper.
Well, it's interesting, that summer of 2013, Simon probably, at the time quite rightly, Premier League, Cardiff City, big wage rise, you're going to make that move, and you have to say David is the better goalkeeper.
Oh, without doubt.
Although Simon's no slouch, let's put it that way.
Was played down here for Cardiff against us last year, and Cardiff, despite going a goal behind, actually came back to win that game, which stunned us, but didn't stop our eventual run in the playoffs. Now, Saunders is dispossessed, Dowling comes through, this could be 2-1, and he's dragged it wide. That's a bad miss there by Dowling, missed by about 4 yards in the end. Only the goalkeeper to beat. Sam Saunders will be relieved.
Yes, he will be. He was watching it. I was looking at Sam while the attack was going on, and he just had his head just sort of buried, just expecting that to be Bristol City's second, and a let-off there.
Yeah, it was indeed. Here comes O'Shaughnessy. Nice ball by O'Shaughnessy out to this near side. Just didn't quite have enough on it to get to Moore. Oh, and McLeod nearly dispossessed Batten at the back, but Batten is strong. Looks a player for the future, Ciaran.
He does,
Straight into the Bristol City centre-back, maybe playing alongside Aidan Flint.
I think that's one.
Here he is on the ball again.
It's one thing you see in this under-21 football is there's some players who physically and look nearer to being first-team footballers than others, and he's one of them who looks like he could go and step out for Bristol City on a Saturday afternoon and physically wouldn't look out of place.
Yes, he's not one of these youngsters you say needs to fill out a bit, needs to get into the gym. The players like Batten look as if they could, as you say, go straight in there and be battling against the strongest in the league and do a decent display. Here he is on the ball again, looks comfortable. A sensible short ball there, and then a nice disguised pass up to Mikulski. It's one back by Jake Andrews, but Brentford break up play well.
Obviously, we were here last year doing the Huddersfield game, and we mentioned about obviously how good physically Huddersfield look, and I was looking through their side Tuesday night, and there was a couple of the guys who played that night. I think one of them, Bohaj, might have scored for. I think he scored for Huddersfield on Tuesday. So those players who just looked like first-team players at this level.
If you remember that night, it was the Huddersfield Giants of the rugby league team, but you would have thought it was a development squad. They were, I think, on average, probably about 4 inches taller than the Brentford side.
Yeah.
Well, that's a big part of their owner's strategy. He, having had a few chats with him, he's.
Oh, good ball into the box. This could be the second. Good save there from Mark Smith. Sorry, Mark, to cut across you. Sean Mikulski with the header, looking to get his second of the game. Probably should have done better to direct it past Mark Smith, but good play by Bristol. Sorry, Mark.
Yeah, no, that was a let-off there. I think that should have been a goal there for Bristol City. Yeah, he's very concerned about the rising players' wages and saw the academy as one way out of that. And I think that is this is what these games are all about. They're bringing in players to get them ready for the first team. If you bring a player up from 11 years upwards, he's going to cost less than getting someone else because he's a known quantity. And it does cost a lot now to get players in from other clubs, that are not necessarily the finished product, but some way there.
Saunders is dispossessed, but Josh Laurent read that well and is come out towards the edge of the box. Udamunga, lovely ball back to Laurent, and can Laurent get there? Well, it was well intercepted in the end. Jack Batten got there first, and then it's just a collision with the keeper, Jojo Wallacott. But Laurent had every entitlement to go for that. Once again, Jack Batten saving Bristol at the back there, Ciaran.
Yeah, but again, you saw the benefit of having someone like Laurent centre back there. Just the way he came out, and he was so comfortable on the ball there, just bring it inside and continue his run forward. It looked like it was probably the goalkeeper's ball, but you know, as a striker, as someone who finds themselves in that position, as Laurent was, you've got to go for it. And the pair of them are just collided. It looks like it might be a shoulder injury for the goalkeeper.
Yeah, the referee just sensibly having a word with Josh Laurent, and it's time for a water break. 69 minutes gone, so we're.
Yeah, I'm just going to have a look at the stream because it's just catching up with the play now. Shortly, I think Josh was I wouldn't say it was clumsy. I don't think it was the greatest challenge by Josh because I'm pretty sure he knew he wasn't going to get the ball.
He was second favourite for sure.
Yeah.
Has allowed. He's okay anyway, Jojo Wallacott.
Although the challenge can't have been that bad because there would have been a bigger reaction from the Bristol City defenders.
Yeah, I don't think Jack Batten just had his say, but not dramatically so. He didn't seem too unsettled by it. Players probably pleased for a bit of a break. It's a cool evening. You can tell the temperature's dropping now, and it's going to be a cold weekend. So wrap up everybody at Charlton tomorrow, but hopefully there'll be lots to cheer about.
I'm just having a look at the stream, and you know, Josh had every right to go for that ball. The ball was sliding in towards Wallacott, and Josh was trying to slide in as well, so he couldn't pull out. He couldn't pull out because he was on the way then, and but he did have one leg on the ground, so it wasn't a case it was a jump tackle, which was, you know, dangerous play.
71 minutes gone, but well, not the best kick there from Wallacott.
Wasn't great play by some of the spectators there, trying to get that back either.
Chris Mepham with the throw. Saunders makes himself available, but thrown down the line to trialist Faik Bolkai. We haven't seen anything of him really in the second half.
No,
He's on
not
the
in
ball
the second
now.
period.
Here's Chris Mepham getting forward. Nice ball inside, no one going for it. Udamunga comes deep now. Here's Bolkai once again.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because it's unusual that we're fielding trialists in these academy games. They don't often come up, and it must be incredibly difficult to put yourself in a position where, you know, you have got to be better than what's already around you on the training pitch.
McLeod, great shot! What a goal! Well, if that's what we're going to be treated to in the future, you'll all be at home licking your lips. What a fantastic strike!
Well, I think that might have even beaten Mark Fuller, our club photographer. But that was
what a goal!
That was out of the top drawer. Oh. He just saw the opportunity. No real backlift. Bang, straight in. Wallacott again just didn't see it.
No, he didn't. He didn't. And that's nothing to do with being dazed by that collision a few minutes ago. I don't think as many keepers would see that, and I think Sam Saunders has got a wry smile with him, just saying, I think that was better than mine. Sam won't like that. McLeod taking all the headlines from his great free kick. What a goal! What a goal! He's had a quiet second half as well, Ciaran.
He has.
Hasn't seen much of the ball.
Yeah, he hasn't seen much of the ball in the second half, but what a strike from.
And just to let our listeners and viewers know, this YouTube stream will actually be active, and you can watch it after the game has ended. It'll be about 10 or 15 minutes before it catches up and goes up on YouTube properly. But you'll be able to see all those goals in their glory ahead of the highlights that will be on Sunday.
Okay, fantastic. Well, what a goal that was by McLeod. That's one I think Mark will be watching time and time again, eh?
Well, that'll do wonders for his confidence as well.
He turned round as if to say, wow, I don't think he could quite believe it himself. I mean, he's hit it from fully 35 yards out.
I'm just watching the goal go in now.
Cracker.
It was, it's a good 30 yards. He had he took a couple of touches, a little bit of a stumble, and then he just saw the opening and then just released.
I have to say, we were up at Crewe a couple of seasons ago, and we saw two absolute crackers that day from, well, they're all good goals actually. Alan Judge's second in that game, and the Adam Forshaw goal as well. that was pretty well as good, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. There's some great goals up at Crewe that day, but I say as soon as he hit that, you knew how well he struck it. And even though it beat Wallacott his near post, you'd be a very, very harsh man to say he could have done anything better about it.
Here's Josh Bowie, who's come on in place of Faik Bolkai. Now, Bowie can move. He's got pace. Here's Saunders. So if you see him in a bit of space show, you'll see he's got electric gears. Here's Laurent, takes it to Saunders. Saunders goes for goal himself, takes a nick, and back with Jojo Wallacott. He was looking for his second, as if to say, OK, you've outdone me there, Lewis McLeod. I'm going to try and beat you here. We'll get my second of the game, going for the top corner. Brentford have turned it around nicely. Kevin O'Connor will be delighted with the second half. 2-1 ahead, going into the last quarter of an hour of the game. It's a foul on the far side by O'Shaughnessy on the Bristol goal scorer, Sean Mikulski, and maybe a turning point was that header mark where Mikulski should have made it 2-1. Got the header on target, but it was straight at Smith.
No, it was straight at Mark, and probably a little bit better direction there, and that would have seen Bristol City 2-1 up, and now advantage Brentford.
Yeah, if you're just joining us, 2-1 Bees, 75 minutes gone. A couple of great goals from Sam Saunders right at the start of the second half, and 3 minutes ago from Lewis McLeod. In comes the free kick from Bristol City to the far post, and that's headed over by Jack Batten, who's been impressive for Bristol City. He was highlighted by Ciaran Brett at the start of the game, who's our man in the know about these things, as he is the development squad expert. A lot of fans have waxed lyrical about young Zane Westbrook when they've seen him play. I know I have always been impressed by him. I've seen him three times, and he's very, very comfortable on the ball. But not sure if we'll see him sometime in the next few minutes.
Well, I sadly don't get to see many under-21 games. It's a good opportunity for me to see some of the youngsters. I want to see a little bit more of Josh Bowie tonight. I've seen a lot of him in print. I've been told a lot about from Ciaran and Chris, who see a lot of these games as well. Some exciting talent out there.
There's Montel Moore on the ball out on that left wing at the moment. Tries to chip the ball inside, looking for Bowie to make a dramatic impact. Just a little bit too heavy. Brentford have played some very good football in the second half, Mark.
Yeah, we've done very, very well. Deserved leaders, actually, I think now, if you look at the actual balance of play.
And good play there by DeMarc, who's played it into Moore. Moore just dispossessed, trying to nick it past his man. And there comes a substitute, Marley Bishop Wisdom, for Bristol City. Good play there by Chris Mepham, though. There's Batten. That looked as if it had gone out on this near side. Lloyd Kelly just couldn't quite control it. Got the ball from George Kello. Another of the Bristol City changes. Ball cleared upfield by Josh Laurent. Out comes Saunders to try and win the ball back off Batten, but Mepham's there for Saunders. 3 players round him. Wins a throw. He'll be quite happy with that. Sam will be pleased for more game time, Mark, and Lee Carsley will know that, when he's picking his team for the next few games, and of course we're all geared to the game next week against Queen's Park Rangers. Sam may be able to say to Lee Carsley, well, I feel unfit, okay, maybe not to start, but he's someone you'd have to consider. On your bench.
Absolutely, and I think it's helped tremendously for Lewis and for Sam that we had a game on Monday, a game on Friday, just to get them up to the tempo.
Oh, nice skills there by Chris Mepham to Bowie. Bowie tries to thread it back to Mepham, and now Bristol City can break. It's 3 against 3, but Brentford players tearing back, working very, very hard, and now got good shape. Here's Andrews. I like the way 3 Brentford players on this left-hand side came back into their respective positions as soon as play broke up at the edge of the Bristol City box. Here's Kello. Kello to George Morrell, has been the playmaker all evening for Bristol. Plays it out to the far side to Ash Harper. Goes back to Zach Viner, the centre-back. Back once again to Kello. Batten on the far side. Morrell once again taken down. Josh Laurent takes him down 20 yards outside the box. Not sure if they'll try and test Mark Smith from here. Probably quite. I would think Mark Smith would be quite happy if someone wants to beat him from that far mark.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll be going it some to get it in from here. But we've seen some spectacular goals tonight. That might not be the end of it.
We have indeed.
He does look like he's shaping up to have a go as well.
I think he is. This is going to be Jake Andrews, who will be hoping he's Alex Pritchard for a second. Becomes now a little disguised pass out to the wing. A clever ball there, played it out to Charlie Harris. Probably thought twice about trying to beat Smith from there. Clever free kick if it comes off and gets good delivery in the box, but Charlie Harris
Sunday
did
league
lose
if it
bit.
doesn't. No.
Yes, and it did there, unfortunately. Here's McLeod finds Saunders. Saunders just takes a nick, but a free ways play on. Here's Bowie on the ball. Oh, good skills by Bowie. Gets round Lloyd Kelly. And now Kelly is going to get a few words with the referee. Doesn't seem to agree with the decision, but seemed fairly clear cut. And Sam Saunders is just got caught there. Hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, I think
he's just having a
hopefully
having a
get back to
breather.
his feet. It's always a worrying time when I see Sam
yeah.
on the deck. I think he's going to be okay.
Yeah, he's going to be okay. Well,
Yeah.
a lot of us, if we weren't at Wembley, were wincing when we saw Sam go down in that playoff after just a few seconds, and how sad that was for him in that big game for Wickham. What a heartbreaking day it was for them, and for Sam as well. Another injury, but he's back, and hopefully he could put himself into contention for the game against Queen's Park Rangers here next week. Griffin Park will be rocking this time next week, as we'll be just a few minutes from kick-off. What crowd we expecting that night, Mark?
That's interesting you talk about that. I just had a chat with the ticket office. There's tickets available, so I'm pretty sure it'll be around the 12 mark, but if you're in an eligible category, you can get a ticket for the game. They're online as I speak at the moment, or you can pop into the ticket office during next week to purchase some. Fingers crossed, never know. Third win on the bounce might persuade a few others to turn up, and instead of watching it from the comfort of their homes, actually get the real live atmosphere. I certainly will be dining out on that if we get 3 points next Friday.
Yeah, McLeod tries to feed the ball through to Saunders. Saunders had a good effort again, saved by the keeper. Just tried to chip him a few seconds ago. Woolacott. And if you can't get to the game and you're watching this overseas or far away, we hopefully will have, of course, we'll have our usual live commentary. But the media team trying to put quite a nice package for you to watch the game with sort of extended highlights, if you like, as many minutes as you can the next day, and let's hope it's almost a replica of a Fulham game last year, because that is one you could have watched those 90 minutes time and again, Mark. It was a cracking game of football, but it got had the drama at the end with the hotter late winner.
My Sky Plus, it's still Sky Plus.
Yeah.
That
Never
was some,
to be erased.
That was some last 10 minutes.
Yeah, it was. I must admit that night I thought because we were on a good run then, and I thought when Harley Dean equalised, well, that's because I was delighted for Harley, because of course he'd given the ball away for their goal as well. But it wasn't just that, was it? We weren't just settling for the equaliser. We went forward and got that winner with a deflection off Dan Byrne as well, who's always played well against us. So it was an extra nice touch that evening.
I think it was a coming of age as well for this football club.
Yeah, it was. That team show what they were all about, fighting to the end. We'd been doing it time and again in League One under Eva Ross and Wolverton as well, and then in the Championship. There's another shot comes in from McLeod. He's looking for his second on target. He didn't quite catch that one, and Walcott takes that one with ease and launches it downfield quickly. That's just going to take one touch. Is it going to make its way through to Mark Smith? It did just about, but he's got some lightning pace, Sean Mikulski. Here's Montel Moore on the far side. Back to Lewis McLeod. He hasn't seen much of the ball in the first half. He was very instrumental in everything Brentford were trying to do in the first 45. Here's Bowie. Nice little skills. Down to the byline. This is promising. Tries to get across and couldn't quite wrap his foot around it. But that's Bowie all over, isn't it? Quick feet. There's not a lot of him. He's real stick thin, isn't he?
Yeah, that's
he has got pace.
It's exactly what Josh is about. If you can get Josh one-on-one with a defender and just get him running at the defender, that's the situation that he thrives on. Push the defender back into the box and hopefully create something, win a penalty. He's a very dangerous player to have on your side if you can, as a defender, if you're pushed into the box with him.
Well, you just don't know what he's going to do next. He's got those quick feet and you have to clip him when he goes down, and that's what the tricky wingers do. Always try and get their body across the players. I mean, you saw that the other night it was a horrendous game of football to watch, actually, Stoke and Swansea. But you saw that with I think it was Bojan in the box, wasn't it? Just got the right side of Ashley Williams, just a little nudge, and that's what players are taught to do today, to get ahead of their marker, just run across, and if they touch you, it's a penalty.
Yeah. Well, Josh has impressed me because he doesn't look out of place. You know, he's slight. He hasn't got the big physique, but you know, the technique is certainly there, and you can see why he's attracting attention, and people, Premier League people are going to be looking at him. Well, hold on a minute, he's 16. He's playing in under-21s.
Yeah.
For a Championship club.
Oh, it's across to the far post. No one was expecting that. In slides McLeod.
Good to see he's got the engine still at this stage of the game.
He has. He's not far away now. How many weeks would you say he's away from full fitness, Mark?
Well, it'd be interesting. He needs a few more games under his belt at this sort of level. I mean, he's been training with the first team for quite a while now.
Oh, not the best ball there from Chris Mepham. He's giving it away, and well done there. The substitute. O'Shaughnessy, who's headed that over the bar. That was heading in the back of the net.
Yeah, it was a poor ball from Meta. He was trying to find James Ferry on the edge of the box, but it was never going to reach him. And then I think it was Andrews nipped in, picked it up, and it was heading towards that top corner. But O'Shaughnessy did what defenders do: get something in the way and put it away for a corner.
Yeah, that was heading for the top corner. Chris Mepham owes him a pint of orange juice afterwards for that. So corner going to come in from Andrews right in front of the tunnel. Swung to the near post, and it's cleared by Mepham. It hits McLeod. Back to Chris Mepham again. Brentford trying to break quickly. There goes Ferry. Had a high foot up there. Referee's quite happy with it though. Andrews being forced back. Good closing down there by Montel Moore, working very, very hard. And Udamanga as well. The ball ends up back with the Bristol keeper. Now there's a bit of space here for Saunders. What can he do here? Plays out to the left-hand side. In comes Josh Bowie. Josh Bowie on the right foot, just chips it through to Udamanga. This could be the third in the game, and he's just dragged it wide. Didn't really catch it. Nice teamwork there, though. Good build-up from Brentford, and that could have been 3-1. We've just had the vote for man of the match, and that has been Lewis McLeod. Not just for that wonderful second goal of his, but also for I could see so much to like about him in the first half. He's got cultured passing, always trying to thread through the ball. I think Brentford fans are now starting to be convinced the player that he's there. Here is Montel Moore. Montel Moore now, he's gone to deck there as Viner. Saunders again goes for the third, just over the bar, just a foot over. He's desperate to get that second one. I mean, good football tonight. I see Donald Kerr here as well tonight. Saw Donald in the car park with Eddie Rogers as they were just leaving to get back in the car after Wolves. Both very pleasantly, I think, delighted and perhaps a little bit surprised, like all of us by how well Brentford played the other night. It was a different game. Mark, it was only a few weeks ago we were at Derby. We didn't compete. We didn't look a team that could compete. They looked from a different league about us. They didn't look as if they were. They even had to get out of first gear. What I saw on Wednesday is a team ready to compete in this league, to fight, to work hard, to keep their shape, to work for each other. The camaraderie against the players was fantastic. They were coming up, congratulating each other. Everything they did well. They looked like a real team again.
Yeah,
that's what we haven't necessarily seen this season.
It's confidence. It's amazing, isn't it? You think of that's an off-the-field thing. That's such an impact. And they look such a different side. You look at what happened on Wednesday night compared to the iPro.
Oh,
different team.
Absolutely.
Same individuals, different team.
Oh, here is Ferry going through on the right-hand side. One thing I did particularly pick up and like, which you see as a fan, is when McCormack was coming off. He had a word with Kirschbaumer for 2 or 3 seconds in his ear, and you can just imagine he's saying, look, go on there, close them out, work hard. And Kirschbaumer, who, we can see hasn't been up the physicality of this league so far. It's been a big ask putting him straight in. He went, he closed them down, he worked hard, he helped create the great chance for Hoffman. I thought he was excellent, Kirschbaumer, and he showed the footballer that we know he's there, but has been struggling to acclimatise to this league. And that was a great moment there with McCormack, just encouraging him, and Macca was everywhere the other night. He looked a different player than we've seen this season, who almost looks as if, well, you need to have him there because you need an enforcer, you need someone who's going to communicate, someone who's going to get in the ref's ear, who's going to stand your corner and stick up for the team, if you like. What you saw the other night was Macca the footballer.
That's right. I mean, I think you underestimate Alan at your peril. The guy's 32 next year, and he's playing champ football and running around like a spring chicken on Wednesday night. Really, really good performance from him, and he's a big personality on and off the pitch as well. At the training ground, he's one of the gaffers. And it's certainly we've needed his presence. We needed it in the shaky start to the season, and we've needed it in the last 2 victories as well.
Well, down to the last 2 minutes, Brentford played some nice football in the last quarter of this game, and Udamanga, has he strayed offside? No, he's managed to stay the right side of the line. He's dinked a pass through there to Montel Moore. Wasn't expecting that one, but once again, good football. Now here's Ash Harper, who's come over to his left-hand side to try and have some joy. Montel Moore working harder at the end of the game, just gets a foot in there. Good industry from Moore, just tries to get the right side of Morel, who plays it out to this wing, and then there's another slip on the surface there from Jake Andrews. Ball played upfield, helped back by Batten. In goes Saunders. Saunders switches play quickly. Brentford breaking, trying to get the third to secure the points here. There's Bowie, nice ball through. Here, and it's played out to the left-hand side. McLeod again goes through the far corner again. Good save by the keeper, Wallacott. He's made 3 very good saves tonight. There's another one there.
Very well then, Wallacott, not to actually keep the ball very close to him so he could dump on it, because if it had come off him, then you'd have fancied Udamaga as the first one in there just to tap it in and finish the game off.
Good work there by Field getting forward as well. Been a lot to like about tonight's performance. There's a foul there on O'Shaughnessy, but the referee allowing play to go on. And just chips it down the line. No one there, but buys a little time. We're going to see one final substitution, I believe, for Bristol City on the far side. And afterwards we'll just talk about the game, and then I understand we'll be doing the interviews afterwards, and they'll be put on the main site as per usual. Mark, is that correct?
That's right, that certainly will be. So Ciaran will be whistling his way down, selecting one of the players to interview. I'm sure Kevin will have his words on the game as well, and Sean Ridley will be working his magic by editing those, and later on this evening you'll be able to see and read the thoughts of Kevin and a player. It'll be interesting to see who Ciaran picks for tonight. But that'll all be on the official website and B's player before the midnight hour.
Right,
well before.
I'm going to ask you to put your thinking caps on. A bit like the other night, it's going to be a few contenders, each of you to give you a man of the match. As we're down to the last 2 minutes now Here's Lloyd Kelly, plays the ball into the box. Good defending there by Chris Mepper. He's had a good game tonight. That's a nice touch by McLeod. And, well, I did admit, I thought the clock was stuck on 88 minutes because 3 or 4 times I looked at it in the last 5 minutes. I thought it's either me or the clock has been stuck. It has been stuck. The referee said 90 minutes are up. Brentford have won by 2-1 here against Bristol City. They've turned it around nicely from a 1-0 half-time deficit. So now is the time to ask you firstly, Ciaran, your man of the match.
I'd say probably my man of the match might be Sam Saunders, just in terms of he got his goal and he was very busy, always lively, always showing himself for the ball, working his way around the pitch, never stopped running. I think obviously as well as that he was very vocal there, lifting the players up. So I think I'd probably give it to Sam, and you can't. Great free kick as well from him as well to grab the equaliser.
Mark Chapman.
He's taken all the words out of my mouth really. I think it's Sam for me. You know, it's great. He's got another, big game under his belt there, and looking forward to seeing him and the other players and Lewis and all these people back. You know, roll on November for me. 3rd or 4th week of November. We've got all bar 2 back, and let's show this championship what we're made of.
Absolutely. Well, Brentford are starting to compete again, which is what everybody wants to see, and we've seen the football philosophy passed down. Some nice passing football on the floor tonight from Kevin O'Connor's team. He'll be delighted. It's another win for Kevin under his belt, coming back from a goal behind, but crackers of a goal from Brentford tonight. Firstly, Sam Saunders from a free kick straight off the training ground of the free kick routine, which is passed down from the first team. Really, really clever. Ciaran Brett called it. He said they'll be going for that the way to the goalkeeper's left. That's where they expect it. Went in the other corner. Jojo Woolacott didn't move. 1-1 just after the start of the second half. And then Lewis McLeod, well, if you haven't seen the goal, if you're coming in a little bit late, you'll want to see it. From fully 30 yards out, he's beaten Woolacott, who hardly moved. An absolute exocet into the back of the net. And I think that's showing Brentford fans what we're going to see of Lewis McLeod in the future. Just coming up to his full fitness. They need a few more games yet, but lots to like, lots to look forward to, and hopefully the worst of the season is now over, and it's only going to be good times for Brentford from now on. We thank you very much for listening. Don't forget, if you can't get to the Valley tomorrow, you can join us on Beast Player from 2:30. It'll be Mark Chapman, Ciaran and myself there, and we'll have a half-time interview with local journalist Tim Street as well for his views. We'll last had him on at the Leeds game. Brentford have come on since then, and hopefully we'll be going for our 3rd win in 8 days to make it a very, very nice win for week 4 Brentford Football Club. We thank you very much for listening to us tonight. Thanks for Sean Ridley for all the good work he's done behind the scenes, and also to co-commentators tonight, Mark Chapman and Ciaran Brett. Quick turnaround for us. We say good night now, but join us again tomorrow at the Valley. Thanks for giving up your time this evening. It's finished Brentford 2, Bristol City 1.